Let's make some jalapeno and cheddar cheese sourdough. This will be the same base recipe as my prior recipe video. All we're going to be doing is adding in the jalapeños, cheddar cheese, and red bell pepper / Hungarian wax peppers in this video for some extra spice. Add in your water, salt, active starter, mix it all together. Add in our regular bread flour and whole wheat for some extra flavor. This is a 75% hydration recipe. If you're using a pretty weak dough, if it says on the box 3 grams protein per serving, I'd knock this down to about 70% or 68%. Just take some water out of this recipe. It will work a lot better. This will be your first set of stretch and folds after letting that dough ferment at least for 30 minutes. That just lets the gluten strands form together, makes it easy to work with. I'll do the slap and folds at the end just to help build some good tension. I usually only do that on the first set. We're going to do 2 sets of these before we add in our inclusions. I like to get the dough strength going before I add the inclusions. The inclusions will kind of serve to tear apart at the gluten strands if you're not careful. So I like to get some good strength going before I start mixing in inclusions. Round it off nice and tight. Cover it up another 30 minutes. We're going to be using a mild cheddar cheese, jalapenos, using a mix of pickled and regular. I tend to just do standard jalapenos now. Don't bother doing it on the table like this. I just wanted to see if this would work or not. This is a little too messy for my liking. The ingredients tend to fall everywhere. You're just going to do 2 to 3 sets of coil folds to finish out the dough development and add some extra lamination layers in. Every time you do a fold, it gets stretched out and spread out more evenly in the dough. And nowadays, I just pour all the ingredients on at one go. I can't really tell the difference if I split it up or put it all in once. So once we get our last set of coil folds done, we're going to let it finish its bulk fermentation. Total time is usually 5 to 6 hours for me, depending on your temperature. I'll let it double in size. So every batch, I'll typically let it go to a liter mark. This is 2 batches, so we got close to 2 liters. So we start separating. So separate them out, loose, pre-shape into a ball. Then we're going to shape into some batards. I just do like a letter fold. Fold one end over each other, spin it around, tuck it into a nice tight burrito. There is some more complicated methods of doing this, but this is what I can consistently do good and get some good tension going. Try not to knock too much air out. You want to save as much air in this dough as you can. It's not like a sandwich loaf. So once you get a good shape, I usually like to tuck in the ends or squeeze them together. This is just going to help keep a nice even shape and not have a little spiral on the end of the dough. Dust it with a little bit of flour. Drop into your rice floured up Banneton basket. You can use regular flour, bread flour. It just might stick a little much at the end. After about 10 minutes, I like to run a little stitch on the top just to build some extra tension in the dough. A little more rice flour just to be extra careful, and cover it up for about an hour. Then I'll throw it in the fridge overnight till the next day. Cut out a piece of parchment paper. You're having your oven preheated to 450 degrees along with your Dutch oven for about 30 minutes while you're doing this. Nice big open score in the middle. Drop it into your Dutch oven, spritz with some water for some extra steam. Cover it up. 22 minutes covered, 22 to 25 minutes uncovered, just as dark as you like it. I'll cook it to an internal temp of 200 degrees plus. That way you don't have any gummy bits. Let this bread rest for an hour before you slice into it. I experimented around with this dough and did a slice right down the middle. Honestly, I like this method a little bit better with the inclusion doughs. I get a little bit better open up. I tend to have trouble getting ears on these inclusion doughs because of the cheese and the jalapenos will kind of stick to the dough and not let it open up right. But all in all, really good bread to make. This is my personal favorite sourdough to make. I just love that jalapeno and cheddar cheese flavor. Same way with sausages and that kind of thing. That flavor profile is always money. So if you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.